we've been talking and I just realized I don't even know your name.
My name's Shoko Maki. It's written with the characters for Shining. Ko as in child, space and key as in tree.
Miss Maki? Right?
You can kill her now. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's React. I'm Kenny and this is Montana.
And today we're going to be reacting to episode 6 of Death Note, Unraveling.
Wow, if we're already unraveling at episode 6, I mean, where do we go from there?
More unraveling. Hi.
He's coming to watch.
Hi, Winry.
Last episode, I believe we had Light killed the FBI agent in the tunnel.
Up until this point, he's been able to justify everything by, oh, well, they're a bad person. They don't deserve to live. And now he's kind of shifted to, they're not necessarily a bad person, but they're trying to stop me from doing my god thing, and I am undeniably good, so therefore they must be evil and have to die. As
we said at the beginning of the series, we're gonna keep saying he saw a slippery slope and grabbed the sled. Of course, it's gonna be interesting to see, but if you were excited for this episode, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and check out the Patreon linked in the description below to see these episodes right now in their extended uncut forms. All right, are we excited for episode 6 of Death Note?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.
Dunderheads. This video was brought to you by the incredible members of the Let's React Patreon. If you want access to a ton of exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Have a good day, Twinkle Toes!
Oh yeah, see, there is text for the...
Okay.
Here's L.
I am L.
Okay.
This is him?
He's nothing like I thought he'd be.
He used a voice changer?
I'm Yagura.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Matsuda.
I'm Aizawa.
Mogi.
Yukita.
I'm very sorry we're late. Currently, the 5 of us are...
Bang! What the hell was that? If I were Kira, you'd be dead, Mr. Soichiro Yagami, chief of the NPA. Kira needs a face and a name in order to commit murder. But I'm sure you've already figured that much out, haven't you? Please do not give out your name so carelessly. Instead, let's value our lives.
I knew that he needed a...
Okay. He's kind of hot.
Okay.
He's speaking right now.
All right. I'm not quite there yet.
You're not there yet?
I mean, I'm a big posture girly.
What is that? What is that?
Stop it.
Not like for me, because my posture is horrible, but like other people's posture.
Yeah, I just stand rail straight up. That's...
Yes, you do.
Let's value our lives.
I knew that he needed a face to kill someone, but I don't remember any evidence that showed that he needed a name, too.
There's no way to verify if this is related, but criminals whose names were never released publicly or whose names were spelled incorrectly in the media have not been targeted.
That would be a good way to check it, is to spell something wrong.
Yeah.
This way.
Right.
Please turn off all your cell phones, handhelds, and any other communication devices and leave them on the table right there.
I realize he's been cautious from the very beginning, but I still can't tell if he trusts us or not.
No, I just find
He doesn't.
Not at all.
I can't stand it when people's cell phones are ringing while I'm trying to talk. Let me start by saying nobody takes notes on anything that's said in these meetings. That means when we leave headquarters, any information we need is committed to memory.
The toes.
Please make yourselves comfortable.
So everything that they talk about has to be committed to memory? He's a little weird. He's just a little sheltered.
The grippers.
Yeah, it seems like L doesn't get out very much.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, he seems a little feral.
I feel like if you're that smart, you can't be incredible at everything.
Yeah.
You know, like kind of like a Sherlock situation.
Absolutely. His pupils
Looks
are
like
just
he's
all
rolling.
black. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely tripping balls.
You know, that's why he's such a good detective.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me, L?
And from
It's a
now
lot
on,
of
I'll have
sugar.
to ask that you stop calling me L. It's Ryuzaki now, just to be safe.
Okay, Ryuzaki.
Why is that
If
safer?
we know that he needs a name and a face to kill, couldn't we cut down on the number of victims by keeping criminals' names from the news?
If we do that, we'll only be putting the general public at risk.
The general public? Why?
He'll move on.
Kira is childish and he hates losing.
But how do you...
Just what do you mean?
Well, I'm also childish and I hate to lose. That's how I know.
Ryuzaki, would you mind being a little more specific for us?
Early on in the investigation, I tried to provoke Kira with that broadcast. Up until then, we thought that Kira would only go after criminals, but as we all witnessed, he didn't hesitate to kill.
Yeah, that's a big moment.
Also, as soon as I said we knew he was in the Kanto region, in defiance, he made sure his next victims came from within Japan, as if to say, and what are you going to do about it? Now, what do you think would happen if we tried to use media restrictions to hide criminals from someone like that?
I guess
if you choose to withhold the names of your
takes out
worst
media
criminals,
people.
I'll kill petty criminals or the innocent. I'm holding the whole world hostage, so who's it going to be?
Okay.
I'm not the evil one here.
Probably would.
But all those who oppose me by hiding criminals, you are truly evil.
All those who would oppose that god, they are the ones who are truly evil.
That's exactly how Kira thinks.
It is interesting that he gets like a visceral response from thinking about it.
Yeah.
How about something like this? Death of FBI agents infuriates the U.S. Latest killings anger the international policing community. Nations agree to send 1,500 investigators to Japan. For Kira, this will be way beyond what he faced with the FBI. He'll see everyone as a potential threat. Psychologically, he'll start to feel cornered, and that will cause him to take some kind of drastic action.
That's interesting. So he'll think there are 1,500 when there are really only 7 of us. And since none of these investigators exist, Kira won't be able to kill them. It just might work.
Or find them.
Just a big bluff.
Kira works alone. He had access to all our classified information. We know he needs a name and a face to kill. And to some extent, he can control a victim's time of death and their actions before dying.
Jesus.
We already know that much. Please keep that in mind.
He's so smart.
And listen carefully to what I have to say next.
Oh boy.
On December
big
14th,
brain moment.
12 FBI investigators enter Japan. Using prison inmates, Kira conducts experiments manipulating his victims' actions before they die. In other words, during this window of only 5 days, Kira became aware of the FBI's presence and obviously felt threatened. Because he didn't know any of their names or faces, he was at a disadvantage.
He's haunting.
And as we all know, on December 27th,
I got a hold of a file which contained all the names and faces of the FBI investigators in Japan, and I succeeded in killing each one of them. It's practically impossible to guess which agent gave the file to Kira, but I have to make sure that no one ever finds out that I came into contact with Ray Penber.
Yeah. That's like the one kind of like linchpin to his whole problem.
How come you're not using the death note today? You studying for those entrance exams? Those are the least of my worries, plus it's a little late to start now. What you doing? December 19th to December 27th.
Doing the same thing.
Active during this period.
During this period, to the best of our knowledge, at least 23 individuals died of heart attacks.
It's like chess.
They're so similar, it's crazy.
From Kira's previous targets.
Wonder what he would do with the death note.
Ex-convicts or suspects in ongoing investigations.
That's a good question.
So legally speaking, they were innocent.
That's true.
What this indicates is that Kira had to manipulate these lesser criminals in order to kill those FBI agents. He killed that many people so we'd be unable to tell the decoys from those who were actually used. He waited 8 days so the FBI could investigate other suspects, which meant there'd be no timeline linking him to their deaths. I suspect Kira had to be one of the people being investigated by the FBI between the 14th and the 19th of December.
Oh my god.
Wow.
In fact, I have no doubt.
Did you get all that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't. So what's the logic here that he killed everybody? He's saying one of the agents that was surveilling somebody is
interacted with
actual Kira.
Right, yeah.
He killed all of them to avoid suspicion.
Killed all of them to avoid suspicion, but left enough time because do you remember there was that scene where he said, okay, I can't kill this guy right now because if he dies the day he's investigating me, then that's something else. Okay, what I think is happening is he's looking at the number of deaths and like how busy he was compared to when these agents died and like the overlap of when he stopped killing like people generally to distract from the one agent.
Yeah.
So, does anyone have any questions?
Actually, Ryuzaki, I do have one question for you. And it pertains to what you said to us earlier about how you hate to lose. Does the fact that you've shown us your face mean that you've lost? By just being here, are you admitting defeat to Kira?
That's right. By showing my face to you now and by sacrificing the lives of 12 FBI agents, I have lost the battle. But I'm not gonna lose the war. This is the first time I've ever put my life on the line. I want to show Kira that we're all willing to risk our lives if that's what it takes. And that justice will prevail no matter what.
Hey, yeah, that's right. I like the sound of that. We can do this. All right then, let's do this, Ryuzaki.
Well, I had my doubts about whether it was really him at first, but there's no mistaking it. This man is L.
Okay.
Before we go any further, I have to be absolutely sure that none of you are Kira, so I'll need to speak with each of you individually before you leave today.
What's the deal? He still doesn't trust us?
No, I think it's a fair request.
Kind of a good precaution.
Try to see it from his perspective. Kira's been getting information from our headquarters from the very beginning.
Well, they already know his face now.
Yeah.
Chief's right. Working this case has given us a
Like, I feel like he showed vulnerability first.
He's risking his life to be here.
Things are going well. Just one clue. A single decisive factor is all I need.
Just one oversight. A single piece of evidence is all it would take. It could cost me my life.
Just one thing.
Whoa. They are really foils of each other.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's her. The FBI agent's fiancé still hunting down Kira.
Yeah, well, okay, that's going to be really interesting because there is something to be said for, like, someone who's exactly like the person they're trying to catch being the one going after him. However, in a small portion of the time, that can be really problematic because if you're both looking at things the exact same way, if the original person missed something, that second person might miss it the exact same way because their brains are so similar.
Yeah.
Whereas someone very different, like the fiancé who seems, I mean, she has a lot of investigation background, but she doesn't seem like that same kind of personality type. So maybe she'll be able to unpack things a little bit differently.
Yeah, and maybe she'll discover that one oversight that Elle needs.
Exactly.
I'll be fine. I haven't missed anything. The biggest risk I've taken so far was that bus-jacking incident. But they'll never be able to connect it with Kira. Fortunately for me, both the police and Elle don't know that Kira can kill people by means other than a heart attack. However, if anyone were to discover that fact, I'd be in a lot of trouble.
What?
Yeah.
Does it have to be now?
Your father's been pulling overnighters with no change of clothes, so you're going to bring these to him.
But Mom, I totally promised my friends that I'd go out with them today.
Why don't I go? I could use a break.
Thanks, Light. I owe you one next time.
So, I guess this'll give you a chance to spy on the police.
I won't go further than the reception desk.
Okay.
Oh, you're bringing a page. Planning to kill someone?
No, but lately
Just
I've been bringing a
But the
page with
single
me every time I
page.
go out, just in case.
Yeah, just to be safe? Wow.
Like a portable death note.
That's
Gotcha.
what, I think that's
Okay.
what he's doing.
No, but
Just a
lately I've been
page.
bringing a page with me every time I go out, just in case.
That same day, 4 people died of heart attacks in the Shinjuku area. And there was the bus jacking.
Yeah.
There's no way it was a coincidence.
Yeah, she's onto him.
That's it. Kira can kill in other ways. It doesn't have to be a heart attack.
She's got it. Wow.
That's unusual for Dad.
So that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Wonder if
Well,
he's in the
especially because
mood.
he realized, like, oh, if that happened, I'd be fucked.
Yeah. Like, that's the exact thing.
Yeah.
I need to speak directly with someone from the Special
No.
Investigation Task Force. It's urgent.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I can't help you. As I've told you already, there is no one at Task Force headquarters right now.
There's no one at headquarters? Dad's cell is turned off. What's going on?
Can't you
Is this
contact
during the
them
meeting?
somehow? I have information relating to the Kira investigation.
The Kira investigation?
I used that note.
Look, I'll call headquarters one more time for you. One moment.
Hi, I'm Detective Soichiro Yagami's son, Light Yagami. I brought my father a change of clothes, but it doesn't look like he's in. Can I leave them here?
Sure. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while, Light.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You helped solve the insurance fraud murder investigation sometime last year. But hey, no one remembers the receptionist, do they?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm terrible with faces. I just need to sign my name on this form, right?
So, Light, does this mean you're going to be helping us with the Kira investigation too?
Sure. If all goes well, maybe I'll find Kira before Elle does.
Find him before Elle does?
Excuse me. My father is actually in charge of the Kira investigation. If you'd like, I could pass your message on to him. His cell phone is off at the moment, but I should be able to contact him soon. A number of FBI agents were
Do you want to write down your...
You want to write down the information?
Yeah. Just write down your name and phone number, and I'll have him give you a call.
Yeah,
perfect, perfect, perfect.
His cell phone is off at the
Always
moment,
in the right
but I
place.
should be able to contact him soon. A number of FBI agents were just killed, and a lot of detectives have quit the case because they're afraid of Kira. So he's pretty busy right now.
Light, it's probably better if you don't discuss this with...
True, but it's practically common knowledge at this point. Besides, I feel like I can trust her. You can almost see it in her eyes. She's a wise and careful person.
Wow. Oh, boy.
What happened, and you must have figured out that the police had a leak of some kind. And that's why you wanted to tell them in person. You thought this through. Well, am I right?
Whoa, he's kind of giving himself away a little bit here.
I'm sure my father will be calling me back once he checks his messages. When he does, I'll give you the phone and let you talk to him. You understand why I can't just give you my father's cell phone number, but I have no problem letting you use my phone to talk to him. You'll have to trust my father and I, which I hope won't be too difficult for you.
Why is he so happy?
Yeah, whoa.
Thank you
This
so
is
much.
weird.
I think he might just be flirting.
She walked right into that one, didn't she?
And now she's indebted to Light and won't suspect him.
You must be pretty brave to be getting involved in the Kira case like this.
Oh, not really.
So according to
Just
you,
standing there.
We've been talking and I just realized I don't even know your name. My name is Light Yagami. Light's written with the character for Moon and Yagami with the characters for Night and God. Kinda weird, huh?
My name's Shoko Maki. It's written with the characters for Shining, Ko as in child, Space and Key as in tree.
Miss Maki?
He can kill her now.
Miss Maki, I've been thinking about Kira's powers, and I believe they enable him to somehow control his
This is my name and also how you spell it. So
It's odd that you say that because that's exactly what I've been thinking. Kira's able to control their actions
He just
before he
gave it
kills
away.
them, but there's more to it.
If my analysis so far is correct, Kira can kill in a number of ways, not just with a heart attack.
She knows? Who is this woman?
you think there's any shot
So
this
what you're
girl
saying
lives
is
past
anytime
like
Kira
today?
wants one of his
No.
orders to go undetected,
Or
he
maybe.
wouldn't use a heart attack.
Or maybe he's gonna like feed her wrong information.
Someone I know may have met Kira.
Met Kira?
He was one of the 12 FBI agents who came to Japan to investigate Kira.
An FBI agent?
Oh no.
Met Kira? Could it be?
It's out of body
You
experience
see, he was
here for
also
him.
my fiancé. While he was working, he got caught up in a bus jacking, and I have reason to believe that he met Kira on that bus.
Yep.
Ray Penber.
Is something wrong?
Nothing. I'm sorry to hear that he passed away.
Says the
So
killer.
What makes you
Yeah.
think he met Kira on that bus?
Because 8 days after that bus was hijacked, he died along with the other FBI investigators. The same man had attempted to rob a bank 2 days before he hijacked that bus. Then he dies in an accident, just like that. I mean, really, what are the odds?
That's where it becomes tricky,
I've come
is
to
the
believe
odds
that
are
Kira
just
set up that
whoa.
bus jacking. It was planned to bring him into contact with my fiancé in order to obtain information regarding the identities of the other FBI agents so he could get rid of them all. Anyway,
Dang.
what stands out to me is that
Wow.
the hijacker died
Really
in an
calling it.
accident. In
Yeah.
other words, it suggests that heart attacks aren't the only way Kira can kill people.
Genius.
Something tells me she'll be around longer than this episode.
Yeah, I meant more sarcastically.
No, I get it, but I'm more just saying new information. I feel like
Yeah.
Okay, so the bus jacker didn't die of a heart attack. And based on that, you're saying Kira has other ways of killing people?
Yes. I've been wondering about that bus jacking ever since my fiancé first told me about it. After he calmed down, I asked him for details. He didn't mention any names or anything
looks
like
a little
that.
like Levi
But he
there.
told me one thing.
Yeah.
What did he say?
That he'd been put in a situation where he had to show his FBI ID to someone.
Oh.
think whoever saw his ID that day is responsible for the deaths of all the agents.
Wow.
Unbelievable. She figured it out. This must be the oversight Light was worried about.
There it is.
I understand. You're the only one who knows any of this, and you want nothing more than to avenge your fiancé by bringing Kira to justice, right? And now you're convinced that Kira can kill without using a heart attack. There's no doubt in my mind your deductive skills are excellent, but you can't deny that you have a personal interest in the case. Still, your theory is worth looking into. That's for sure. Your testimony could be central to the case.
It could.
If what you're telling me is true, then it'll only be a matter of time before the police catch up with Kira. The person your fiancé showed his ID to on the bus that day, it had to be Kira.
Oh,
that's right.
Whoa.
That was close. If she'd spoken to the police before I met her...
Yeah, he would have been so fucked.
Crazy coincidence that they somehow interacted.
Not just a god of
Do you think it's actually a coincidence?
That's what I'm wondering.
That's really cool animation.
Yeah. All right, and that is episode 6 of Death Note.
I'd really love to see how she dies, but I can't be caught following her around.
Freak.
Yeah.
Go on.
Doesn't seem to be working. What are your first thoughts?
Him getting figured out that thoroughly that early on is not something I saw coming, and that's awesome. Thing is, like, in that situation, he knows that she has to be so smart to have figured that out, and therefore, if he lets on at all, she's gonna notice and potentially figure out why. So he has to be so normal.
We're gonna have to see. He now knows her name and her face, though, so potentially if he gets alone, he could just go ahead and kill her, but maybe that'll arouse more suspicion. He's starting to get scared of the loose ends.
I absolutely do not think that this woman who figured out that Kira can kill with specifics and not just heart attacks is gonna give out her name and the spelling of her name to someone she just met.
Especially,
absolutely not.
And we'll talk about this more in the discussion, but especially when she knows the only piece of information that was given to the person who killed her fiance was his ID.
Exactly.
We have a lot to discuss, as we're gonna have to do with pretty much every episode of Death Note. If you enjoyed that episode, please make sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe down below, and check out the Patreon link in the description below to see these episodes early in their extended uncut forms, along with the entirety of Attack on Titan and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and the first 8 episodes of Demon Slayer. We have a lot to discuss, but before we do that, where are we headed?
All right, let's review.
All right, thank you for watching. For now, we're going to go to questions given to us by our amazing Patreon members. If you want to ask us questions after every episode we watch, join the link in the description below and start asking. For now, let's go to question 1. Aspiring author asks, now that you've finally met L in person, what's your opinion of him? And what do you think of the contrast between the well-dressed and formal Light versus the disheveled and casual L? And I'll tack on to that, what do you think about L comparing himself to Light?
Definitely different than I anticipated. I mean, I feel like his presentation was a lot more put together than he actually is, which makes sense if you're going to be taken seriously and that's like the image you're presenting. But also a lot of times those are the kind of people who are best at this kind of job. And kind of off of that, the fact that he recognizes at least the way he thinks is really similar to Light and how that's going to be a benefit. I don't think that saying that you have like a couple traits in common with someone is like necessarily a bad thing, especially if you're trying to catch them and you're like, oh no, I understand this because like I also am like from whatever area. Like I don't think that's like necessarily a negative thing.
But they're having a lot of side-by-sides where they're kind of saying the same thing, believing the same things, but their means are very different than their ends, which are pretty similar.
I'm not quite sure where they're going with the difference in aesthetic appearance for two characters who have such similar internal processes but very different ways of expressing that.
Yeah.
I mean, that really could be it. It could just be like the contrast.
Yeah, what do you think of L's appearance overall?
Kind of possum vibes.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time getting past the feet.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Just being barefoot in a room with other people when they have shoes on already just makes me so uncomfortable. But then like crouching on the chair, holding the bottom of the chair with your toes.
It's a bit much.
Having a heart. I'm gonna need some time.
Yeah.
to get past that.
I think, yeah, he's quirky and odd, but like maybe that's what makes him so special mind-wise. Like,
yeah.
But I don't know. It's gonna be fun to see more of his character come out, but definitely different than I thought he was gonna be.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, let's go to question 2.
All right, Miss Breadloaf asks, we've seen the setup for Light versus Elle build up throughout the past couple of episodes, almost like they're playing chess. What do you think Light or Elle's next big move is? And when do you think it will come to a head?
Yeah, I think that we're seeing them like sort of pitted against each other, but they're both in this position where it's like, I need one piece of evidence. And the other guy, and Light's like, I can't even afford to give up one piece of evidence. So I think potentially in trying to stop evidence from getting out, Light's going to try to kill this woman, and he's not going to realize that that's going to somehow send up a flare of evidence to Elle. I think Elle's next move is going to be to capitalize on anything he can get. But in terms of how he could use the media to like, I don't know, maybe the next big move for Elle is going to be to like bluff and say that he has 15,000 people investigating and there's only 7.
Has a lot of
potential. That could be
a lot of potential.
I think that would be Elle's next move, and then Light's next move I think is killing that detective, or maybe somehow trying to disprove the knowledge that she's gotten.
Yeah, like set her up or like discover some piece of information that like disproves her theory because they're like working on it together.
I'm really excited. It definitely is starting to build though. I feel like every time there's a break in the show, it just keeps building. And I wonder who's going to strike first. That's going to be fascinating.
Yeah.
What does your gut say? Elle or Light is going to strike first? And just one word answer.
Light.
I think Elle with the media. We'll have to see. But let's go to our final question. All right, I will be asking the final question. Do you think that was the detective? Do you think that was her actual name?
No, not at all. Not in a million years. I think if she is smart enough to figure out the bus situation and the specifics of killing where it's not a heart attack kind of thing, I think assuming that she doesn't know about the name-face connection is dumb. So I don't see any way that she's just giving out her name to random people.
I think by knowing there's some sort of like rule set or difference in the way that it can be done by Kira, she's gonna know that there's some weird ID thing going on.
Yeah.
I think she knows and somehow is also playing Light.
Yeah.
We'll have to see, but that's about it for this episode. Thank you for watching. Are we excited for episode 7 of Death Note?
Can't wait.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.